Well, welcome to this week's episode of Success in Women, the show about women helping women. Now, because we're into the holiday season, as you can see, my background is cookies, but cookies along with a lot of other things that people will do, just to celebrate. And in December, it almost seems like the whole month is about celebrating. Now, my partner in crime, my partner in everything, Andrea, is off sick, and we couldn't let a week go by with at least giving you, something to look forward to. We've been doing this almost a year, and there's so many things that I want to talk to you about. One of the things we're going to focus on today is actually about getting ready for the holidays. Now, I don't have the weekly tip because that's Andrea's department. So, the only tip I can give you is that really works for me is making lists. And we've talked about making lists before, but now because we're going into the holidays, we want to talk about making lists. And so if you start breaking your list down, whether it's for shopping, for gift giving, for meal preparations, you can make a list for almost everything. And not only that, but you can actually make not just your list, but a calendar. So it's like a schedule. And if you have a schedule, it might take some of the stress and pressure off trying to get things done. And don't forget, ladies, you can delegate. Some of this stuff can be done and, have family members actually helping you along the way, because it's not you have to do it all or it's not going to get done. In the end, does it matter really if things didn't happen the way that you planned it? I remember when I prepare for a dinner party, and I would make the list, and sometimes at the very end I didn't check, and of course I had everything done and I had food and plates in the fridge, but I forgot to take it out and serve it. So in the end, I ended up with all this extra food. Now, did I really worry about whether or not, my guests didn't get to eat something that I had prepared? No, because it really doesn't matter. The fact that you're doing something for the family and or friends, it's good enough. And if it's not perfect, it's okay. Because the whole thing about doing all these events, especially when it's around the holidays, is actually so you get to spend more time with family and friends. It's not about creating a lot more work. And let me tell you, I know it's a lot more work. What we've done in my family actually to kind of save a little bit of the hustle and bustle of Christmas gift giving and shopping, because we're all adults now, at least in the family that gets together, we're all adults. And because of that, what we've done is we've actually just done where everybody is going to be assigned to go out shopping for one gift. Then we make a game of it. And so you try to buy a gift that's relatively gender neutral. And if it's not, it's okay, because there's enough women and there's enough men in the group that somebody's going to enjoy having that. If you end up getting a gift that would be better suited to the other gender, probably when the other gender gets to pick a gift from the tree, they also get to decide if they want to keep that or steal the gift from somebody that's already opened up a gift. And we have a lot of fun doing that. So just because you get to pick first and get to open something, and it might be something you really want, you don't necessarily get to keep it. It's a game. It's just fun. And for the most part, a lot of adults really don't need any more stuff. It's just that everybody likes the idea of opening up something. If you're doing Christmas gift giving, it could be Hanukkah, it could be a number of other types of holiday, I'll say, traditions that you have. But for us, we give the gift giving, and so we do one now. And I think that's a lot more fun, because I find that not just shopping is stressful, but it's the whole idea of trying to figure out, you know, what somebody needs. It's having the budget for it. It's a lot of things. And, you know, just in the background, when you see all these cookies, years ago, when I lived in another city and I worked in a place, it was HR actually, and in the government agency. But the point was, we were all quite close. We all liked each other. And so every year we would have what they call a cookie exchange. And again, some of the things that you can do to prepare for the holidays is actually get your friends, you get this all done in advance. You tell them you're going to have a cookie exchange at one of the houses on a certain day. You do that in sometime in the first couple of weeks of December. But in the meantime, you've put it all out to your friends, the ones that you know would be interested. They all bake a cookie, one or two kinds of cookies. And in the end, you each go there and you exchange. So you might do a dozen cookies, like 144. So 12 dozen cookies, I'll say 12 dozen cookies. You've made 144 cookies, but you're only making one kind, or maybe you've done two kinds. And so you have 6 dozen of each. And then you go and you exchange. So you keep some for your family. And then with your friends, you take some of the cookies that you didn't make. So say you've made a shortbread cookie, but somebody else has made a sugar cookie, and somebody else has made maybe a gingerbread cookie, whatever it is, and you can go and exchange. And that way, throughout the month of December also, you're not just doing that baking. That's really a lot of fun, but you don't have to buy a lot of ingredients, because you're going to focus on one or two kinds of cookies. But it's that extra little party that women like to have to get together and socialize. So I always enjoyed the cookie exchange. It was always one of my favorite things to do in the month of December. But besides doing the cookie exchange, besides doing the gift giving, and again, if you're doing the gift giving, maybe doing it, you know, for one person, you'll find you'll have a lot more enjoyment, not just shopping for the gift, but wrapping it. And one of my things is I love wrapping gifts, in the sense of doing it in one box, then I do it in another box, and another, and another, and another. And I remember that was always so much fun. And when my niece and nephew were quite young, I would have some little trinket that I've wrapped in a box, but I had it in like a big box initially. And, you know, it's always that, wow, what's in there? And a lot of presents. And I remember one time when my niece was little, she actually, you know, was opening up, and that, oh my God, her eyes would get so big. It was like, another present. And she was excited. And then again, it was like, oh, another. She was so excited that by the end, even when she finally got the little trinket, and it might have been an ornament for the tree or something, it didn't matter what the gift was. It was the idea that she was having so much fun when she was little, opening up all these presents that were all just one, but wrapped, you know, separately. There might have been 10 different if you can get the boxes, or 7 or 5, but it's just fun to do. And I've done it with adults too. I just think it's a fun thing. You know, you got to make everything fun. But getting ready, you know, if you can kind of have your Christmas list of things to do, if you can have the schedule of when things need to be done by, if you can, you know, find out if you can get volunteers in the family to help with certain things, you know, including the house decorating, or even just organizing, I'll say, you know, the family room, or whichever room that you're going to be really doing most of the decorations. If you can start decluttering so that you can clutter it up with decorations. I remember when I would decorate my house, And it was funny because I never thought of my house as looking empty, but I would have it all and it was so beautifully decorated. And then what would happen is right after the holidays, after New Year's, I started putting everything, taking everything down and putting everything back in boxes. And I'd look around the house and it would be like, whoa, it's so empty. I always considered myself a minimalist, but when you live like that throughout the year, it looks full. And then it looks fuller when you've got your decorations up. And then all of a sudden, it looks really sparse when all of those beautiful decorations go back in their box for another year. But the thing that you have to remember, ladies, it's that Christmas is a shared holiday. And that means you've got to look after yourself. And whether that is take some me time, and maybe you just figure one night a week, especially up until the holidays, you take it, and that's your mini spa day, where you just go into the bathroom, have a nice warm either bubble bath or Epsom salts, have your glass of wine or, you know, a cup of tea, and or whatever it is that you like to relax, and take some time to wind down. Because you can get yourself so stressed, because even a lot of companies, their year end is also in December. And if you think about it, when you're out working, trying to get everything done before the end of the year and trying to plan for the holidays, maybe company, preparing everything for the family, it's too much. It's absolutely too much. And one person should never take that all on their shoulder. One person should never feel that it's all up to them or it's going to be a disaster. Imagine if you can have like a family meeting and talk about how and what you're going to do to spend the holidays together, what you would like to do, what are the meals that you might want to have, what are the activities that you might want to do. Have the open communication. Talk to the family. Find out really what they want. Because if you don't have little kids anymore in your family, maybe you're putting all this pressure on of how you think the family wants to spend the holidays, but in reality, it's not what they want. And imagine if you found out that, gee, maybe the family would prefer, instead of any gift giving and all the shopping and meals and parties, that you take a week and go skiing as a family or go to Disney World. Although that would kind of break the budget for a lot of people because it is quite expensive to do the Disney World thing, but it would be a treat. And if you're not buying a lot of money in gifts that you normally would do, it may become a, you know, something that could be affordable. But the whole thing about Christmas is that doing the planning ahead of time, when you're going to be decorating the house, when you're going to be doing, I'll say, the shopping for the holidays, whether it's for the food and or the entertainment that you plan to do, what parties are you going to, so that maybe you can plan, you know, for some hostess gifts, and actually start thinking about that right now before it's too late and everything is more expensive. If you have to order certain things because you want to make sure it comes before Christmas, you know, get some of those things done. I think that if you can plan in advance, you can also find some of the opportunities to save yourself some money. And who doesn't like to save money over the Christmas holidays? But I know that, you know, a lot of my friends and my family members, they've already started doing certain things and making out those lists of what they need to do and having that schedule. But again, ladies, schedule time for you. That is more important than anything else. You know, we talked recently about how people get depressed over the holidays. And the reason they do is because they have too much on their own shoulders. They don't take any time for themselves. And instead of it being joyful, it becomes a burden. And when it becomes a burden on top of all the other commitments that you have for your work, your job, your family, it gets depressing. Not just stressful, it gets depressing. But we don't want you to be depressed, and we don't want you to be stressed. And if what you have to do is tell the family when your downtime or me time is, do that. Put on some music if you happen to like Christmas music. Get a playlist together and just enjoy the time. Enjoy the holidays. And don't stress if everything isn't perfect. Because in reality, life is not perfect. We don't have to make everything perfect. And if something gets missed, it gets missed. You know, on Christmas Vacation, it's one of the movies that in my family we watch every year because it's one of our holiday favorites. And if you recall in that movie, if you've seen it, there was a scene where on Christmas Eve, they made the big holiday meal. And in the end, the turkey got overcooked. So what? There was enough other food that people were not going to starve. So whether you overcook the turkey or ham or whatever you're serving, people will manage to eat and be stuffed. It doesn't matter. Don't go for perfection. Go for joyful and gratitude and just the whole enjoyment of having your family and friends around. Because Christmas should be something you look forward to. And whether you're honoring, you know, the birth of Christ or whatever it is that you're celebrating, it doesn't matter. It's a time for family. It's a time for friends. And it's not the time to get stressed out and worry. But it's also a time that you don't want to break the budget. So having your list, including what you can buy, what you need to shop for, if you really need to do that or not, because maybe you have some things that you give a gift of time, a gift of you, because, you know, if you've got grandchildren, you might want to just be able to spend more time with them. And grandchildren, believe it or not, don't care half as much about the gift as they do about you. And that time that you get to spend together, whether you're drawing pictures and coloring, making a puzzle, playing on with little, you know, those little cars, Hot Wheels, you know, they don't care. When you're down on the floor playing with them, that's the memories that they're going to take with them. Not some gift that you bought that within 5-10 minutes or half an hour or a day, they've already forgotten about. Because the gifts, in many cases, there's too many. And it's the gift of time that have more memories than absolutely anything else. And if you can find ways to create those memories, and again, I'm not trying to add more burden to you. I'm trying to get you to think outside the box of tradition and just enjoy, again, the holiday for what it is, not what you think it is, and not in making it so stressful that you're not having any enjoyment because you're just too tired from working, at work, at home, and then, of course, doing everything that you do for Christmas or any other holiday that you're celebrating. That's why I put the cookies. Cookies are neutral. People do a lot of holiday baking during the month of December. And it doesn't matter if you celebrate or you don't. You're going to go in the stores and you're going to see a lot of stuff. And some things you can buy, and other things, if you can, it's really what the family appreciates is those homemade goodies that only come for a lot of people once a year. But being prepared means less stress, and less stress means more enjoyment, and more enjoyment means you now can have the gratitude of what the holiday is all about and the family and friends around you, because there are some people that don't have any family and they will spend it by themselves, or there could be, you know, somewhere that they go that would be more or less with strangers. And we are so blessed when we have any family or friends to spend it with. And so don't stress about the details. But if you're a real detailed person, making sure that you have your list, check them off, you know, do that naughty and nice list twice, and enjoy the holiday. Enjoy December. And hopefully my partner in crime will be better. And maybe she'll have a lot of holiday tips, because I know she goes all out for the holidays. It's one of her greatest joys, because sharing anything with the family and having another excuse is just something she enjoys doing very, very much. And one of the other things I just want to kind of leave you with, because we are getting closer to the end of the year, you know, we've been trying very hard to put out our weekly, you know, our weekly show. And we're looking to have your help in getting us subscribers and sharing all of these episodes that we do. And I know that Andrea and I set a really big, gigantic goal of having at least 10,000 subscribers by the time we hit our 1-year anniversary, which is really just around the corner, and we're nowhere near. And if we can ask for your help in sharing this joy of the season, and our gift, well, our gift to you will be to continue to help you in your journey of success. But we would like if any of you can share as a gift to us over the holiday season, and try to get as many of your friends and family to subscribe and like and pass on to their friends and family. We would really, really be so grateful. But regardless, you know, we want to make sure that this is the best holiday this year for you. And if we can help along the way, anything, leave your comments. We will try to address any and everything going into 2023. If there's anything that you want us to cover as far as our weekly show, we would love to do that for you. Because again, we're all about women helping women, and we want you to be successful. So until next week, ladies, happy holidays throughout the month of December. Enjoy what's coming up and around the corner. We wish the best for you and your family. Thank you.